The Rockford Rescue Mission celebrates 60 years of service, and the nonprofit will celebrate two special occasions tonight.
The Rescue Mission will host an open house and self-guiding tour of the recovery and crisis program areas. The tours go from 6 to 6:40 tonight. No reservations are needed. At 7, there will be a graduation ceremony for members of the Men and Women Life Recovery Program. If you can't attend, the nonprofit will stream the celebration on its Facebook page.